I don't know about you, but I can't go to IKEA without getting some of their iconic Swedish meatballs. But I can't go to IKEA every time that craving hits. So we decided to make a budget-friendly homemade version that is easy enough for a cozy weeknight dinner, yet indulgent enough for an impressive dinner party main. Both hearty and comforting. These Swedish meatballs are like a hug in a dish. What are Swedish meatballs? Köttbullar, known in English as Swedish meatballs, is a traditional Scandinavian dish of meatballs and gravy. Unlike Italian meatballs, the meat mixture for Swedish meatballs is flavored with allspice, and sometimes nutmeg. And after searing, they are nestled into a creamy gravy fortified with beef broth rather than a spicy, garlicky tomato sauce. What to serve with Swedish meatballs? Swedish meatballs are typically served with mashed potatoes. We like ours with a little minced parsley and fresh cracked pepper on top, too. But they're also great served over egg noodles, or anything that will serve as a vehicle for that delicious gravy. Traditional interpretations of this dish frequently include a slightly sweetened lingonberry jam, a wild Lobish berry native to Sweden, which has a similar flavor to cranberries or red currants. If you have leftover cranberry sauce from the holidays, that makes a great addition to this meal. Can you make them ahead? Yes. You can make the meatballs a day ahead. If making a larger quantity, sear in batches, taking care that each meatball is cooked thoroughly to an internal temperature of at least 145. Allow them to cool completely before refrigerating. To reheat, spread them out on a parchment-lined sheet pan at 375 while you make the gravy. And then continue with the recipe as written. Once they have simmered in the sauce, each meatball should reach an internal temperature of 165 before serving. Print. Swedish meatballs. Swedish meatballs are a delicious and cozy meal that is easy enough to prepare for a weeknight dinner but fancy enough for a special occasion. Course dinner. Main course cuisine Scandinavian, total cost $5.83. Recipe $1.46. Serving. Prep time 15 minutes. Cook time 25 minutes. Total time 40 minutes. Servings 4 meatballs. Calories 545 kilocalories. Author Beth. Budget bites. Ingredients: meatballs 1/4 cup, plain breadcrumbs $0, 20 1/4 teaspoons nutmeg $0, 03 1/4 teaspoon allspice $0, 03 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder $0, 02 1/4 teaspoon salt $0, 02 1/2 pound ground pork $0, 99.5 pounds ground beef $2.65. 1 large egg, lightly whisked $0, 32 gravy. 4 tablespoon butter, divided $0, 64 tablespoon all-purpose flour $0, 03 2 cups beef broth $0, 24 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce $0, 02 1/8 teaspoon nutmeg $0, 01 1/3 cup heavy cream $0, 55 1/4 teaspoons freshly cracked pepper $0, 02 1 tablespoon chopped fresh parsley, optional garnish, $0. Instructions in a medium bowl. Combine the breadcrumbs, nutmeg, allspice, garlic powder, and salt. Note: mixing the dry ingredients first will ensure the seasoning is evenly distributed throughout the meatballs and prevent you from overworking the meat mixture. Meanwhile, Add the pork and beef to a large bowl. Lightly whisk the egg. Then add it to the bowl with the meat. Lastly, add the breadcrumb mixture. Use your hands to mix the meat and seasonings together until evenly combined. But avoid over-mixing. Divide and shape the meat mixture into 16 meatballs. About 1.5 tablespoons each. Add 1 tablespoon of the butter to a large skillet and heat over medium. When the butter is melted and foaming, add the meatballs. Cook for a minute or two on each side, or until well browned. The meatballs do not need to be cooked through at this point. Remove the browned meatballs from the skillet. Add the remaining 3 tablespoons butter and the flour. Whisk the butter and flour together as the butter melts. Cook the butter and flour mixture for about 2 minutes. Slowly whisk in the beef broth, making sure to release all of the browned bits off the bottom of the skillet. Allow the broth to come up to a simmer, at which point it will thicken. Stir in the Worcestershire sauce, pepper, nutmeg, and heavy cream. Taste the gravy and adjust the salt or seasonings to your liking. Return the meatballs to the skillet and stir to coat in the sauce. Heat the meatballs over low, stirring occasionally, until heated through, about 5 minutes. Serve the meatballs over mashed potatoes or egg noodles with a little chopped fresh parsley and cracked pepper for garnish. See how we calculate recipe costs here. Notes: we use better than bouillon to make our broth. If using a low-sodium broth, you may need to add more salt to the gravy for taste. Nutrition serving. 1 serving. Calories: 545 kilocalories. Carbohydrates: 12 grams. Protein: 25 grams. Fat: 44 grams. Sodium: 844 milligrams. Fiber: 1 gram. How to make Swedish meatballs. Step-by-step photos. Add 1/4 cup plain breadcrumbs to a bowl along with 1/4 of a teaspoon nutmeg, 1/4 of a teaspoon allspice, 1/4 of a teaspoon garlic powder, and 1/4 of a teaspoon salt, and stir until evenly combined. Add 1/2 pound ground pork, 1/2 pound ground beef, the breadcrumb mixture, and 1 lightly whisked large egg to a bowl. Use your hands to mix the ingredients together until evenly combined. Avoid over-mixing because that will make the meatballs tough. Divide the mixture into 16 meatballs, about 1.5 tablespoons each, and shape them into balls. Add 1 tablespoon butter to a large skillet and heat over medium. When the butter is melted and foaming, add the meatballs. Cook the meatballs, turning occasionally until they are well browned. The meatballs do not need to be cooked through at this point. Remove the browned meatballs from the skillet and add 4 tablespoon all-purpose flour and the remaining 3 tablespoon butter to the skillet. Continue to cook the butter and flour over medium heat for about 2 minutes. Whisking constantly. Slowly pour in 2 cups beef broth while whisking, making sure to dissolve any browned bits off the bottom of the skillet. Cook and stir the mixture over medium heat until it comes up to a simmer, at which point it will thicken into a gravy. Add 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce, 1/8 of a teaspoon nutmeg, 1/4 of a teaspoon pepper, and 1/3 cup heavy cream to the gravy, and stir to combine. Taste the gravy and adjust the salt or other seasonings to your liking. Add the meatballs back to the skillet and stir to coat in the gravy. Let the meatballs simmer in the sauce until cooked through, about 5 minutes. Serve the meatballs and gravy over a bed of mashed potatoes or egg noodles. Top with chopped parsley and more pepper if desired. Ooh, look at that gravy. So lush. More meatball recipes. Beef kofta meatballs with roasted vegetables $10.97 recipe, $2.75 serving spinach and feta turkey meatballs $7.83 recipe, $1.96 serving easy homemade meatballs $10.92 recipe, $1.82 serving giant slow cooker meatballs $8.00 recipe, $2.00 serving. The post-Swedish Meatballs appeared first on Budget Bites.